Hi, welcome to Mad Chemist, and today we will discuss Chapter 2 of IGCSE Chemistry, the atom and its structure. First of all, we will introduce the atom and its structure. The study of atomic structure is a very basic and fundamental entity of chemistry. It delves into the composition and properties of matter. Atoms are the smallest unit of elements and are composed of protons, neutrons, and electrons. Their arrangement, behavior, influence chemical reactions and interactions significantly. Next, move to the historical background of atomic theory, how the atom is being discovered and how its parts are being studied. At 400 BC, Democritus proposed the concept of atomos. Atomos is basically a Greek word that suggests matter is composed of indivisible particles, that is basically laying the groundwork for atomic theory. And that indivisible particles are basically atoms that are being named atomos at that time. In 1803, John Dalton formulated the modern atomic theory that asserts the atoms are the fundamental building blocks of matter that consist of their unique atoms. Each element in the matter has its unique atom. In 1897, J.J. Thomson made a groundbreaking discovery of electron, that is basically the discovery of a model named plum pudding model, which depicts that electrons are embedded in a positive sphere. That positive sphere is basically the nucleus. In 1911, Ernst Rutherford proposed the nuclear model of atom that emphasized that dense nucleus present in the center is surrounded by orbiting electrons. And this is the point where the atomic structure and its understanding is being revolutionized. In 1913, Niall Bohr developed a Bohr model that introduced the concept of quantized energy levels. It means that every energy level at which electrons revolve are specific, and these specific energy levels depicts and explain the stability of atoms and the emission of light when electrons move from one level to another. This is the historical background of atomic theory. Now move to the basic components of atom. First component is proton, the identity of element. Protons are basically positively charged particles that locate in the nucleus of an atom, and nucleus is present in the center of atom. They play a very crucial role in defining the identity, as the number of protons determines atomic number, and the atomic number is the number that is assigned to each element. For example, hydrogen has one proton, so the atomic number of hydrogen is 1, while carbon has 6 proton and its atomic number is also 6. Next comes neutrons. Neutrons are neutral particles. They don't have any charge and are also present in nucleus, but they contribute significantly to the atomic mass. The number of neutrons vary among different isotopes of same element. That affects the stability and the radioactivity of each element. Next comes the electrons. These are basically the reactive particles. These are negatively charged and they are present around the nucleus. They orbit the nucleus in defined energy levels. Their arrangement around the nucleus determines the atomic reactivity and the ability of atom to form bonds with other atoms. So they play a very crucial role in chemical reactions. Next comes the atomic number and the mass number of each element in periodic table. Atomic number is the identity of element, while mass number is the weight of atom. Atomic number is a fundamental property because it represents and identifies the element and determines its position in the periodic table. Each element in the periodic table is arranged with respect to its atomic number. For example, hydrogen has atomic number of 1 and it is positioned on the top of periodic table. Carbon has atomic number 6 and it is present on the 6th point. The mass number is basically the weight of atom and is the sum of protons and the neutrons present in the nucleus. It provides the overall mass of atom and is very crucial in understanding the isotope and its working. For example, carbon atom with 6 protons and 6 neutrons have a mass number of 12, while a carbon atom of 14 isotope has 8 neutrons. So the atomic mass of carbon 14 is 14. Now comes to isotopes. Isotopes are basically the variants of element that share the same atomic number but differ in mass number due to varying number of neutrons present in the nucleus. For example, carbon 12 has protons 6, while the number of neutrons in carbon 12 is also 6. So overall, the mass number of carbon 12 is 12 because the mass number is the addition of number of protons and neutrons, while the number of protons in carbon 14 is 6 and the number of neutrons in carbon 14 is 8. So the addition of 6 and 8 is 14. So it is named as carbon 14. Carbon 12 and carbon 14 are the isotopes of same carbon atom. So isotopes have same chemical properties but they differ in physical properties slightly. The half-life of carbon 14 is 5730 years, while the natural abundance of carbon 14 into the atmosphere is 1.1%. It's just a general knowledge. Now move to the electronic configuration and energy level of atoms. Electron arrangements in shells. Electrons are distributed in energy levels or shells that surround the nucleus of atom. These shells are organized according to increasing energy levels, starting from the one closest to the nucleus, that is S shell, then comes P, and then comes D, and then F subshell. The next is the capacity of energy levels. The first energy level can accommodate a maximum number of 2 electrons, while the second holds up 8 electrons and the third can contain 18 electrons. This power pattern continues for higher levels also, and they follow 2n square rule. N is the number of shells. Next comes the significance of electronic configuration, how we devise it and what is its role. The unique arrangement of electron in an atom energy level is termed as electronic configuration. This configuration influences how atoms react in chemical reactions, as it determines the reactivity and the type of bond they form. So this is how we write the electron configuration and it's very important. Now come to the periodic table. This is the basic that organize the all elements of chemistry. First of all, what is the structure of periodic table? Elements in the periodic table are arranged in order of increasing atomic number, which basically reflects the number of protons in the nucleus. So, from hydrogen to helium to sodium, these atomic numbers from 1, 2, 3, and so on. Groups and periods. In periodic table, elements in the same group share the similar chemical properties. Groups are basically the vertical lines or columns in the periodic table, and all elements in the group have same chemical properties due to having the same number of valence electrons. While the periods are basically horizontal rows, and the period indicate the number of energy levels in which their outermost electron reside. We identify the trends while keeping the periodic table in mind. The key trends in periodic table are electronegativity, atomic radius, ionization energy, which influence the element behavior in different reactions. Electronegativity is basically the ability of an atom to attract the electron or shared pair of electron towards itself. So in a group, as we move down in periodic table, the electron activity decreases. The ability to attract the shared pair of electron decreases down the group because the size of atom increases as we move down the group. In a period, the electron activity trend shows increase. As the size of atom decreases, the ability of the nucleus to attract the shared pair of electron from the surrounding increases. The second is atomic radius. Atomic radius is basically the distance of atom from a nucleus towards the outermost shell. So as we move down the group, the atomic radius increases of atom, while in another period, the atomic radius decreases. So the size of atom increases down the group and the size of atom decreases when we move left to right in a period. Ionization energy is the ability of an atom to lose its electron to form a cation. So the trend is when we move down the group, the ionization energy decreases, while when we move a period, the ionization energy increases. The electron affinity is basically the amount of energy that releases when 1 mole of gaseous atom gain 1 electron. So basically this is the formation of anion. Ionization energy is the amount of energy absorbed when an atom is about to lose an electron to form a cation, while the opposite of ionization energy is electron affinity, when the amount of energy is released when an atom gain 1 electron to form an anion. So we see the trend in periodic table as we go down the group. In periodic table, the electron affinity decreases, while in a period, the ability of an atom to gain an electron increases in a period. So this is all the trends or different properties in periodic table. So understanding all these trends allows the students and chemists to predict how the element will interact and what will be the possible reactions and their products. Next, move to the role of electrons in chemical reactions. Just to give you a brief overview, the electrons are particularly present in the outermost shell, have a very instrumental role in the reactions. Their ability to gain, lose, share during reactions defines the types of bond and their formation, and it also influences the properties of resulting product. So this is all for today's lecture. Like, comment, and share your views below. Share this video to your friends who are just start learning about chemistry. We will share more lectures with detailed topics in future as well. Thank you for watching.